meeting. I'll call the meeting to order at this time. And I'll ask you to join the board as we rise and pledge the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, at this time we'll have the roll call.
Jerry Hall.
Here.
Arthur Josie.
Here.
David Weinbach.
Here.
Mike Reinhardt. Elizabeth McGovern. Here.
Okay, at this time we have our public comment session, which you have an agenda. There should be an agenda available. This is your opportunity to speak about anything that's on the agenda before we take any action. Or if you have something on your mind you want to share, certainly be shared. I limit it to 4 minutes. So I'll set a timer, and whoever wants to speak, just state your name, and then you may speak. So you want? I saw Dave first, so go ahead. Or what? Did you want to speak?
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead, Dave.
We own a house on Broadwing Drive near where the development is for the golf course. And because of the rains we've had this spring, our back lawn has been really wet. I mean, wet to the point where it can't be mowed. Where when we did have it mowed last week, and there's just ruts all over the back of the lawn because the mower guy that we have uses a stand-up mower with very large wheels. And the reason I bring it up is I've owned that house since about 1988, I guess. And this past year, including last year, has been the wettest that we've ever seen. And there's a creek behind our house, and there's a certain amount of floodplain that's on the map that we have. But the floodplain, or it needs to be a lot larger. The ground is so saturated, and I just want the board to know that I think the development has an effect on the way the water is flowing through that area, not just on the surface but underground. I know that up the street where Mike Huff lives, his neighbor next door, he's got 2 sump pumps running in his basement 24/7, and you can drive by the house and you can see the water, the little pipe at the street, and the water runs all the way down to the catch basin. And I think it's an issue, it's a problem, and I don't know why or what can be done about it, you know. And I think, in my mind, because I play golf and I've been on a lot of golf courses and I've seen water run off the sides of hills in the streams and stuff, I just don't understand why there's a huge catch basin on that hill there. Because if you go up above the catch basin where the 8th hole was, the ground is like this, and maybe tilted even that way. Catch basin is down here where the 7th hole was. And when there was, the hole was there, and if it ever rained, the water just ran down into the creek. Because there's a creek there, you know. Now it just, there's water in the catch basin that just trickles constantly into the creek. And I don't know why they decided to catch the water there, you know. Even when they build houses in the future and there's impervious surfaces up over the hill from there, that water is not going to run back down to the creek. It's going to run down to the creek that's where the 8th hole was. There's a creek down there. So, you know, it just, to me, it all doesn't make sense. And somehow the development has impacted the water, the underground water flow, and that's that whole area there. And it's probably where that street is probably the lowest part of the whole golf course. So.
And what's your address there?
It's 9 Broadwing Drive.
Number 9.
It's the house right before where the 7th hole was.
Okay.
So.
Well, I think we had the township engineer looking at some of that out there. And, it's been the wettest 2 years.
Yeah, I know it's been the wettest.
And I know them retention basins that hold water, some of that's seeping into the ground, and it could be coming out somewhere else. I don't know.
there's a lot of, I know that there's a lot of springs under that property,
Yeah.
you know, and, because those ponds that are up by the clubhouse are all spring fed,
Yeah.
so.
You can ask the township engineer to take another look at that.
Right.
I have comments.
Yeah, go ahead.
The pipe next to my call through the sump pumps.
I talked to Mike's wife the other day, I was in the shop, and she said that their neighbor, which is the next house down the street,
They've been
hit
in,
two sump pumps, he's been in here complaining, because he's
Yeah.
trying to get the developer to do something about it, because they did something with a pipe that was in the ground there.
right.
So I don't know.
Those pipes have been in there for many, many years. The sump pumps coming out of there.
But,
Nothing that just started now. But as far as the ground being wet, if you want to take time coming to my place, I've been there off and on 70 years.
but,
The side of the barn and behind the barn. I no longer can mow it. I have to use the weed eater. It's turning into
but
a
it's
swamp.
just the last couple of years.
Last year and this year.
Yeah.
I lost control of it. It's
Yeah.
wet, laying water all the time.
And then if you don't mow it, then it doesn't dry out at all.
No, no.
Well, that's probably that's an issue that we have to deal with because of the weather. But I think the development has added to it a little bit, you know.
If we ever get a dry summer, you won't be complaining about the water anymore.
We'll see.
It'll just dry up.
We'll see. Maybe the end of this summer will be a dry summer.
But
anyway.
is it a negative reaction to them trying to store all this water
I don't know, because
and release it slowly?
sometimes I just wonder, and I've read some articles in history about the catch basin concept, and it's not always completely supported in the engineering community the way, you know, you drive by catch basins and there's never any water in them, and then you drive by some that are just filled to the top with water, so you just don't know what's, I don't think they really know 100% what the impact's going to be. You know,
Okay,
so that's all I have to say.
thanks, Steve. Okay, someone over here.
Well, I have a similar problem with water, for example, but mine was man-made. I mean, the PPL project across the street from my place has been giving me problems ever since they started the project in 16. They took my water from the meadow. I always had a nice stream of water coming into the meadow. And they took that water away. And they created a pond in front of, right across the street from my place. And they even put mats down to keep the water there. Why, I don't know. And it got to the point where we knew that there was mosquitoes and all kinds of insects going to be there in the summer. We could hear frogs. And so we complained about it, and they were worried that, you know, somebody could get sick from the mosquitoes. So they pulled the mats out, and after that I got water in my south part of my lawn. And I could always mow that part before. And now I can't even mow it. Well, anyway, that isn't the worst. Since then, I mean, they haven't done a thing, and as I don't know, I have pictures. I don't know if you, I guess most of you have seen the place.
Yeah,
It's
and
beautiful.
It's supposed to be, it's supposed
Yeah.
to be this beautiful place
I have
with
pictures
trees
of
and.
What it was supposed to look like and what it looks like. This is what your mosquitoes and ticks can cause. This was a layout they showed us at Township Hall years ago. This is what it looks like now. Counter nine tails they planted there, all across the front. I mean, it's got it's all completely in front of my house and in front of the station. All counter nine tails. This is the swamp you're seeing. And as far as landscaping, I wouldn't have that landscaper for my worst enemy.
yeah, I'm not sure what the status is. You know, they're, as a utility, they were exempt from township regulations regarding our subdivision. But
Yeah.
And even, I know Scott Grote had tried to get them to do certain things.
I know.
It's totally out of our control. We can complain just like you do to PP&L, and we'll get a message to them. I thought they were going to do much more landscaping than what they have, but I don't know if we've ever even seen a plan. They just.
Yeah,
Oh, they have
Well,
pictures.
has pictures to
They
it?
have pictures, yes.
There's
This
ones
is
that
what
want
it,
to
look
look
at that.
like before
That's what it
now.
was supposed to
See,
look like.
I
Green
don't
grass.
think the township has seen this stuff. They gave them to you, but.
It was in the township hall here.
Yeah,
Right
right,
in the hall.
yeah.
Okay.
When they were doing it.
That's where we got it. Yeah, and here's that was another
She has
picture.
more too, she saved it all.
But it, now I have swamp in front of my place. They planted cat o' nine tails. They can say what they want to, that they can't cut them down because they planted them. So I know they can go. And DER and DEP, don't care what they come
Let
up
me
with.
see that picture there.
This one.
Yeah.
But right now it's
That'd be
dangerous.
beautiful.
I
Yeah, it
can't.
looks like they superimposed the transfer station behind it, right? I mean, yeah, it looks like is what. But I know,
And the grass is green there.
did Levi talk to them about the mowing? Because even the mowing, they.
Oh, that's
You know,
Yeah.
last year they had a tractor.
They couldn't do it.
Last year they had a tractor come through in front of our place to mow it. And that guy, we watched him. Now he didn't have a long tractor, this was a big tractor.
Yeah.
And he went through it and we could see a black cloud of insects over his head biting him. And he was going like this the whole time, he had his hands off the steering wheel. That's how bad it is. And that's right across the street from my place. People walk along there. They have ride bicycles and the buggies.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. I don't even want to eat outside for a picnic or anything.
Do we have a contact person
Yes.
there? Can we get them to come to a meeting next month?
That's a danger zone, and these are the things that you can get from, and they're serious.
I saw
And I
it.
had the exterminator come out last week. Now, he wasn't there for that. He comes to my house about every 4 months. And he said, you know you have mosquitoes. And I said, yeah, we know. But he said, and he never complained before about them.
Have you contacted Mark Gillen at all?
Oh, yes.
Mark Gillen, yeah.
Well, we contacted him about a year ago.
'Cause he might
And
have-
he contacted, he's a senator, representative, which one
He's
is
the
he?
representative.
Okay, well, the senator and he worked together many times. They worked together. And they didn't come out. All they did was contacted them to tell them to give me the check they owed me.
Okay.
They owed me some money and they weren't paying. In fact, every time they brought the check over, they wanted me to sign a release, exonerating them from everything, and I wouldn't sign it.
I mean, I think we'd be willing to contact Mark Gillen on your behalf and then basically explain.
We should come out and look at it.
But he carries a lot more clout than we do with PP&L.
I'm sure he does, but they didn't do it. I don't know whether they thought all I wanted was my money. That wasn't my problem.
And then Ryan Arman, you could contact him also.
Yeah. I had a geologist there.
We were on the sidelines the whole time because they bought that property, they put the place in, and we had very little information. I don't even know what goes on in there.
Why don't you explain what happened
The
with
engineers
the
don't know what they're doing. That swamp, that water couldn't run out of that swamp if it tried to. We have a culvert right there. They have a culvert in front of my lane and a culvert in front of my nephew's lane. And the water can't go uphill into the culvert because they have it dug
Yeah.
down too
Well,
low.
didn't they had put a stream in there, that they completely redid the whole stream, didn't they?
Yeah,
They moved all that, they moved it.
Yeah.
they made a catch basin. You know what I mean, more or less, and then blocked off the two culverts. So the one culvert, the water comes from the north, stops before it gets there, and there's really nothing ever comes from that.
See, those plans were never approved by the township.
No, they're exempt,
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
can be shown too.
No, I guess not.
They
Tell me the
exempt
truth,
from our
I-
weed ordinance.
They shouldn't be exempt from our weed ordinance, no.
No,
Levi did contact us.
we did.
We did.
You know, the census, The same thing we talked about just when I walked in there, as far as whether Frank's gonna move in or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like they're preaching into property value. It's, you know what I mean? People don't live across the place.
Yeah, it, just putting it there devalues our
See,
property.
after they, I know after they showed you them pictures, and we had some meetings, and Scott Grove and Glenn Weber,
Mhm.
they said they were gonna put a lot more landscaping in there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's not
But
long.
I think they told us after that they were gonna do more than that. But I don't know if they're done or where they're at.
I, you know what I mean? I can't see how they can, maintain it at this point. They can't.
They're gonna need a full-time lawnsman or something.
More or less. Now, you know, as far as the water in their side property, I had Elvin line lock it up, you know. The water was coming down, she's the low spot right there next to the gas station, that whole area. And the water comes through from over there and hits the sewer line, rocks. Follows that right down, goes right in mom's backyard. We dug down there right alongside her septic tank. When we hit the 2-inch rocks, it was percolating. So we know that's where it's coming from. It's just following the easiest, you know, route. Well, then we put in a corrugated pipe, you know, above it. And,
Drain it out, okay.
you know, even it out a little bit.
It's not
That's
that- it's
what
not
mom's
wet anymore.
expense. It shouldn't be at their expense. But we will, you know, have the senator, we definitely would love to talk to him. Well, I won't
Senator,
accept
did
that.
we contact the representative, Story?
Yeah, we did.
And they wouldn't do anything.
All they did was send, I think they got their secretary to call people now and see that I got my check. But then they wanted me to sign it, and I wouldn't sign the paper.
Exactly.
But that's the trouble, nobody got out of the office and come over and look at it. That's the whole thing. Nobody wants to take the trouble.
Yeah. Well, like I say, we feel like our hands are tied. They're gonna do it. Our pockets aren't as deep as theirs. The only thing we can do is help you get the representative of the center involved.
That'd be
That's
great.
okay.
Appreciate it.
That's
Okay.
fine.
That would be
Well,
good.
I'm willing to do a letter on behalf of the township to the senator and the representative.
You know, it's our town. It should look nice, you know.
Well, yeah, that's a reflection on everybody's property around. It's a nice one.
Yeah, I don't know how many years they think it's gonna take to look like that, but it ain't.
I believe they let the trees grow, but why do we have to have the high grass and weeds? That's all it is, it looks like a slum.
Yeah, see, they finally got rid of the topsoil pile, but, you know, we had no idea what was
We
going
didn't
on
care
there.
about that. We asked.
Oh, really?
And they moved it over to their other
No,
location.
they said the reason that other things. Then, you know, liability, they're not.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what we can do to help.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
okay. Thank you. Is there anyone else? Okay. This time we'll, move on to our agenda. Do you have a copy of the minutes?
Do you have any good ideas on the PP&L?
As Jerry said, that the township really can't touch them. They're regulated by the federal government, and we can't do anything with regard to zoning. But I do recommend that we call the House representative or the senator and try to get them involved, put some pressure on them. So that's the only thing you really can do.
You know, actually, we could kill two birds with one stone here. With Elvin, or with Aaron Hoover's lane, they're having engineering issues about her driveway and his bell overlapping by about 2-3 feet. And, you know, it's ludicrous, really. It's, you know what I mean? You know, the poor guy wants to get in his drive, build a nice drive. You know, if they would have them out for that too.
Yeah.
You know, we can get him here and kill two birds with one stone, one week.
I have another question about that. Now, he's been working on, Aaron Hoover has been working on this project for 2 years now, trying to get permission to put this driveway in the way it's supposed to be for his heavy equipment. Is he allowed to work out of there with heavy equipment running in and out that lane before he even has that proof? Because it's not fixed like, you know, it's supposed to be finished like 625 to handle all that heavy equipment and having the driveway wide as he enters that lane. But
He brings a lot of heavy equipment back.
Yeah, he's conducting
And it's
business
really
out there. Now,
good
he
to
still
bring
has
down.
his property in Bonesville, yeah. And I don't know what all's there, but he's conducting business out of the lane, and it's tearing up the lane like crazy.
Like, can you answer that? I mean,
Is the lane a private road, or what is it?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay. I mean, there's nothing that you can do with a private road, but if it's a business, if there's a zoning issue, there's not.
he's in the process of
Yeah.
doing a land development and putting up a maintenance shed or a shop building. And, I mean, we can't deny him using his property. We'll certainly
But
express
he
our
does have
concern.
his other place down there,
Yeah,
though, so
yeah.
that is his
It
shop.
basically runs back there and makes some trailers.
Yeah.
Pull a trailer out, bring a load back, push it through.
Yeah. I mean, he's gonna have to fix it. If he messes it up, he's just making it worse for himself. I mean, it's not that
He has some
you and I are doing.
dust out there, back there,
Okay,
he
okay.
fills in the holes periodically, but it don't take long, just,
Yeah.
so.
How close is the driveway to the property line?
Our property line?
It is, it's basically, well, it's everybody's land, the driveway, the right of the way.
There's it kind of goes to the center of the driveway.
Kind of, sort of, you know what I mean, and what is it, 25 feet on each side
Yeah.
is everybody's land, more or
Yeah.
less,
It's in the deeds that way.
Well, yeah, and, well, as far as any kind of access, that's the way I understand it.
Is that correct?
Well, if it was on his land and he was up against your property line, and depends what he was gonna do with that driveway, he'd have a zoning issue for sure. Because we have a distance you have to stay off the property lines, but if it's a shared driveway, well,
Oh, it's a shared
yeah.
driveway, And like I say, I'm all for it, really. The only thing is, like I say, it gets into a contest over that 3-foot area
Yeah.
where they overlap. Like, mom's gonna pull out while a car's coming in, the truck coming in the left. Well, there's nobody behind mom, she'll back up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, he's dealing with the State Department of Transportation,
Right.
which is another agency, and it's not the same as.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, as far as if we can get them down here, we can kill two birds with one stone. And I know Aaron will be here.
He's another engineer episode.
You got it.
I don't think they have with their.
But, in any event, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Will
Yeah.
will somebody contact us or know when the representatives are coming?
We'll keep you in the loop.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll just- very good. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Does that answer your questions? Okay. Okay, you have the minutes. Are there any corrections or additions to the minutes from June 11th? If not, is there a motion to approve the minutes?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes as presented for June 11th for Brecknock Township.
Okay, the motion was made to approve them, it was second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, did you give us a different total here, Carol?
Yeah.
Okay, what is the difference? It's
The legal fees are added.
oh, okay.
See it, there's,
Yep.
yep, at the bottom.
Yeah, I do have a question on the bills, the out of the state funds, the backhoe repair, the $3,500. What is that?
The oil cooler for the backhoe has been leaking for the past 6 months, and the leak was getting to the point where we were starting to need puddles, and it was, we had to get it fixed. It wasn't having repaired or anything, just a salt. It's right in, it's mounted right on the front of the radiator. And we do have a cover we put on there to try and protect from the salt, but the salt took its toll on it in the past 15 years,
Is that how old it is?
2004. on that right there.
You say it was the oil
Cooler.
cool.
It's about, it's an oil cooler slash transmission cooler, and it's actually two purposes.
The cooler itself, Jerry, was almost $3,000.
I just get concerned when there are big ticket items like that, that make sure we're making the right decisions, whether or not to continue to invest that in, or if it's gonna be continually bills on this equipment from now on, or where we're at.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I get your concern. The back has been very reliable. It rarely has cost us very much other than maintenance items.
Okay, do you have any other questions? That's all I had.
I'll make a motion that we pay the bills, the July bills, in the amount of $157,785.47.
Okay, a motion to pay the bills. Is there a second?
I'm second, but it's the June bills.
Oh,
Okay.
We're paying them in July, but it's the June.
okay.
June bills.
Okay, we did a motion to pay the June bills, and it was second. So those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Okay, moving on to our reports. The Roadmaster's report. Did, the Bowmansville backyard bash, was it pretty hard on the field?
Yes.
Was
Yeah.
it?
Well, I guess, I wasn't around that weekend, but, from what I was told, they had a dunk tank, and I believe a fire truck came in to fill the tank, and, he brought it up the field pretty good, and they had a ball game that Monday night, so we had to quick get the truck smoothed out and everything. But I didn't actually see it. I had one of my guys over to do it, but they were terribly bad, but enough that they was worried about somebody twisting an ankle or something when they were playing ball.
And the blacktopping wasn't done yet?
No.
Okay. What's the status on that?
I still have yet to hear when they're going to squeeze it in, but they are aware. At this point, I would say it's probably going to be after Bonesville days. Because I told them I don't want it under construction, and I don't really want it laid down the day before Bonesville days or something like that. So.
Is there any comments or questions?
The pipe on Wheatland Drive, you say it's right by a sewer lateral?
Actually we have two of them now. One just showed up end of last week. I still don't know what's going on yet. There's not a storm pipe in the close vicinity. And it's right over, you can tell the settling in the asphalt, and the sewer lateral line's right up. So it's gotta be right over the sewer lateral. We haven't opened it up yet to see what caused the holes. It's a void. It's not like a sinkhole. I'm assuming the big rocks were thrown in for backfill, and there were voids under there, and they just recently filled in from the rains or something. I don't know, but I still, like I said, we didn't open anything up to see what's going on. I did have to inform the sewer authority, and they're informing me that the laterals were good, the pipes look good, so there's no issues there.
There was one thing, over the years, we had sinkholes and spots that went down. Some of the roads put in, Hilltop was one of the worst. Some of the developments, that was all small.
Yeah.
They actually buried tree stumps. Up on Hilltop, I went down over 10 feet to come to a rotting away, big, huge cedar tree stump. I had to get that up out of there. because it kept going and going. Every year we dropped that much again, the tree stump. So some of it could be debris that was pushed in when they developed it. Because that was wetlands, that developed. And the agreement was he can build homes on that piece of land if he can create wetlands somewhere else, which is stupid. It's wrong. But that's the way they do it.
And then we deal with it.
Just like the turnpike. That's gonna be one of the biggest messes you'll ever watch someday. Them destroying these farms at certain spots to put in the extra lanes, and then they take other farms. And Bowmansville's gonna be flooded out so bad when 2 more lanes come through there someday. Hopefully you're not supervising. Can you imagine the amount of water we take through Bowmansville now 2 more lanes? And that they go down the road 10 miles and buy a farm to catch stormwater and say, this is the stormwater that we're catching that don't get to the Chesapeake. The way they operate. So, yep, okay. That's a good idea.
Reminds me of that bridge over there in Oakland. The complaint we had about, did we ever get,
Oh, you're talking
anything
about,
ever get done on that?
you're talking about the turnpike. Let's talk about that later. We'll talk about these notice violations. I have to write it down. To answer your question, no, we didn't, so. What's the drain pipe work over the Brubaker Farm? What are you doing there?
It's for the handicap parking spot. Do you need more explanation or?
Well, I know it's a low spot there.
Levi and I had met out there, and we thought it was just the best bet. There's, with the regulations you have with the ADA, there's too many ways we have to try and slope in order to.
So are you gonna try to put a box there?
We're gonna put 3 drains at the bottom edge of the, small drains, just like yard drains, at the bottom edge of the handicap parking spot, and daylight it downhill.
Okay, because those catch basins, you have to have a special grate for handicap.
Like a bicycle, is it
Yeah.
different than a bicycle grade?
I don't know, it's just they're tighter, so,
We would actually be outside of the
Okay.
handicap spot, so I don't think we would have to meet their requirements. So we'll actually be just outside
Well,
the asphalt.
if it's in the access where there'll be, potentially wheelchairs and stuff, it has to be treated
Right.
a little differently.
It won't be.
Okay.
The pipe on Wenzel Road, did you connect that?
Yes. Yeah, that's all done. We just have to, I like to wait like 30 days, let settlement and the stone and stuff, and then we have to pay it again.
Randy got everything you needed?
Yep, Randy supplied everything.
Any other questions for the roadmaster? Okay, we'll move on to the engineer's report. He has, not here tonight, but he has 2 items that require some action. One of them is the Panorama Drive minor subdivision plan. And I brought the map along. This is Sam Brubaker's property over along Panorama Drive, where he's subdividing it. I think it's 1.3 acres. Right here. Or no, right, I guess it's right there. This is Panorama Drive.
This one,
I think it's, what I'll see on this page is, it's this one here on the south side. Oh, here's where his house is.
okay.
And he has like 73 acres remaining on the other side of the road. And I had asked him about the, how many remaining subdivisions he would retain. He would have 2 remaining. And It is on the plan, but the two remaining would stay with the parent track, so. So the waivers he was asking for was for monuments, putting in rebar instead of concrete monuments, and I think the other one was
Shoulder wiper.
yeah, the shoulder improvements. And then the other item was he's requesting action on the stormwater management agreement by RJS Investments. So, is there any questions on those that I can try to answer? If not, I'll make a motion that we approve the recommendation by the Planning Commission to approve the waivers and the stormwater management agreement as requested by the Township engineer. Okay, the motion was made and second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye, motion carries.
You approve the conditional plan?
I'll make a motion, yeah, we recommended condition approval plan approval, so I'll make a motion that we include the condition of plan approval per the letter dated June 25th. That's a motion, is there a second? Okay, motion was made, second, those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, Levi's not here tonight. I think he's in Europe. You have his report. He has a couple letters out, notice of violations. I guess the board needs to give him direction. Do you have these?
We do.
Okay. Can we talk about each one individually, or how should we discuss?
Sure.
Okay. The one is 121 Rayville Drive. There's furniture, tires, wheels, basically junk out along and he has issued them a notice of violation. And I don't know, I guess,
Has to be removed by July 15th.
okay. So then we'd be nothing to do with that at this point.
You could authorize him, if it's not removed, to file a citation.
Because
So then you
otherwise
don't-
we don't have to, otherwise we'll have to wait till August.
Right, right.
What do you think? Okay. I'll make a motion to authorize the zoning officer to issue a citation if the violation is not eliminated.
Yeah, I'll make that a motion.
Okay. And I'll second that motion. So we had a motion of a second to authorize the zoning officer to issue a citation for the 121 Rayville Drive if the furniture and vehicle tires and wheels and the stuff listed is not cleaned up. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We also have a letter for 8 Broadwing Drive. Is that your neighborhood?
No, it's other house.
Okay. Growth of grass or weeds in excess of 12 inches in height. Levi had issued a notice of violation. I think it was mowed, but now it's left unattended again. And what's the date Levi's given him?
10 days from their receipt of, July 1st was always sent out. I think he has about 10 days.
On the date of the notice.
Okay, so it's not when they receive it. Okay. And that would be July, that would be tomorrow.
Same thing, authorize Levi to issue a citation? This is the second time now. Okay, is that, someone want to make that motion?
Motion that zoning officer, when he returns, can issue a citation if the grass and weeds are not cut, trimmed on 8 Broadwing Drive by days after the date of this notice.
That's second.
Okay, we had a motion to authorize the zoning officer, and it was second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, the third letter is a notice of violation for chickens that are running loose on the Sunoco property.
That's awesome.
I know, we thought we dealt with this earlier.
Have a chicken barbecue.
He sent this out a while ago. It was supposed to be dealt with by June 12th, right? And what happened, the owner's out of the country. So I talked to Levi about it. I said, you're sort of in a quandary because even if he files a citation, they still have to serve the owner. The DJ, would have to effectuate service. So I think he was trying to, I don't know, Carol, if he was going to decide to wait until the guy came back. Because it really would be a waste of money. You'd file the citation, you would never get service. So I told him, wait 30 days and then file it.
I know, but the neighbors are upset.
Yeah. Well, the unfortunate thing is, there's nothing that is going to be done until he gets his due process. So he has to have a hearing. They have to serve him. So I think
But
when Levi comes back, he'll file the citation.
Is the owner back?
I think that they said he was gonna be back sometime at the end of July. So I think that's why we decided when he came back, if he started the process when he comes back, it'll be close to when the owner will be back.
The owner of the property lives in Florida.
Yeah,
The tenant who rents the property is out of the country.
That's right.
And the chickens are running, driving the neighbors.
Well, I did say, I was on TV, but I did say that if the chickens go across property line, the property owner could kill those chickens or do, whatever,
Terminate them.
you know it. So it becomes a private property issue too, so they could, it's a trespass then between the two private properties.
Well, what action can we do?
File the citation against the owner and the tenant, but they are entitled to a hearing on it, so.
I mean, I know the neighbor says that, come on, Township, there's someone running the place, there's someone there. You should be able to hold someone accountable. And we're like, well, we can't.
it's just an
Well, I make a motion that when Levi gets back, whenever it works out, he issues a citation and make it retroactive.
He can,
Okay.
go away
Okay.
for those dates. For those dates on the citation.
Second on motion.
Okay, the motion was made in second. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Now, we have another notice of violation. We still have an issue with the 109 Andrews Way. They're still not in compliance with the zoning ordinance. And I guess even though Levi has notified them and sent it out, they just, nothing happens.
Right, so the deal with this one is, I think it's dated July 1st. If they don't appeal to the zoning hearing board within 30 days of the date on that notice, we will be filing a civil complaint.
Okay.
Because if they don't go to the zoning hearing board, then the district justice cannot adjudicate the merits of the case. He will only assess fines.
Okay.
They can't argue anything in front of the DJ that they are in compliance or not, because they fail to appeal to the zoning hearing board. So they're out, of time on that.
So this we can just let play out?
Let play out.
Okay,
If they
okay.
don't appeal to the zoning hearing board and request the variances that Levi suggested that they need to get, we'll just file a civil complaint. And we did that before on the building code issue, so that District Justice knows the property, and he was very, knowledgeable about.
Now, I had a note, Maple Ridge North, with the garbage being left for the snow removal.
Yes.
What
They-
action can we do?
They were issued a letter, you saw this.
Yeah.
You, that's right. They were issued a letter, and they need to revise their plan if they want to put in dumpsters now. And the township would then have, say on the location of those dumpsters, if that's the route they want to go.
So we can let them get back to the township?
They have to get back to Mike with
Okay.
by July 19th. So between that time and they may, if he complies with the letter that was issued to him, they may be at the planning commission meeting to have a recommendation from the planning commission and then to the board in August.
If you go to that planning commission meeting, I don't know if you go to them or
I'm at all.
not. Okay.
Remember, you stuck me on that.
Yeah. When it comes to them dumpsters,
Yeah.
we have that easement
Yeah.
for a purpose.
And the letter states that it is not permitted. There's nothing permitted in that easement.
When that easement was put into place and the buildings were pushed apart, that was the place for snow removal someday. Now, I seen when I was chairman, if they put a picnic table or two and the kids use it as a little bit of a play area
Over the summer, you're not, you
Yeah.
don't need it, yeah.
But you can't be putting dumpsters and stuff there and then people bringing more and more stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
We need our easement open. It's there for a purpose.
Well, that kind of changed the whole thing when they originally were gonna have their individual garbage carrier.
Yeah, one of the homeowners stated that originally the homeowners association, they all were to get their own individuals, and then they changed the homeowners association, raised their fees, and now put one dumpster for all the homes that are individually owned. There is two other dumpsters, but they're legally there in the apartment lot. And they are screened, fully screened, and that was part of the plan, and it's in the middle, it's not next to any of the homes. And so there's only one dumpster that is there serving, that's why it looked the way it did. All those homes.
But it's not an approved.
It is not approved, it was, they changed, and that, they changed the plan, basically, is what they did.
And what I seen of that dumpster and the pictures and the amount of stuff outside the dumpster, they're gonna have problems.
You're gonna have a lot of problems. 'Cause I'm not even, well, yeah, we'll see what they do, they can't.
Because that little dumpster isn't going to
Yeah.
carry all those families' trash. It's gonna be stuff sitting out on the sidewalk, and you know what happens if stuff's sitting outside the dumpster, you get charged extra.
Yeah, well, I had, originally they had called and said there's 3 dumpsters. I thought there was 3 new dumpsters, so I went out and looked this morning, and there's only 1 new dumpster, the other 2 are the approved dumpsters that are on the other side, so there's literally only 1 new one there.
How many homes will serve that? One lot?
There's,
Oh,
there's 49 townhouses.
Well, that's
49.
townhouses.
Yes.
So 49 families are going to put their trash in the dumpster.
That dumpster, yeah.
That big.
Because then there's additional 18 apartments.
And they have 2 dumpsters.
That's gonna be a mountain of trash.
See, now the question would be is that Jake's coming in for a zoning hearing to amend his approval, and does the township want to ask for a condition of approval based upon them cleaning up their house?
Well, you can do that, but it's a health hazard. Mike already stated, it has to be removed until it's addressed.
It's in violation of the plan, so you have a saldo violation. I mean, you could try to ask the zoning
I mean,
hearing
they're-
board,
they're
it has
coming
to be a
in.
reasonable condition, if they think it's
They're
reasonable.
coming in because they're in violation of the plan.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's sort of unrelated to the trash, but you could you know, ask for that condition to be imposed. I don't think it's unreasonable because it's part of the plan that was approved,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
Well, it's just a thought.
Yeah, the letter was sent to the managing company by email. It was mailed to Jake, but this morning already he tried to call Mike. So they must have called him, the developer. To
So,
discuss
so
it.
we have 18 apartments that are owned by Jake, which he rents out. Then there's 49 individually owned townhouses.
That-
And then there's a homeowners association that's managing it.
For the 49 homes?
Yeah.
Yes. Not the apartments.
Yeah,
What?
Did we get him a little place to put a dumpster? Where we own it? And the offer was to me for the township. He'll give us the swamp, what, 9 or 10 acres?
yeah. Do we want this swamp?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, because we own the other side, like
Okay.
11 or 12 acres. That's a watershed area. You want to reserve it.
But where could there be sufficient dumpsters be located? Because now it's 49 individual properties. There's no common ground anywhere, except that who owns the spot that the snow is gonna get pushed onto?
They own
It's
it.
split between the two,
Okay.
We just have the easement.
which means, and
You know what we're talking about, Andy?
it states, yeah, he saw it.
There's
Maybe they
a,
don't know.
there's a street that comes,
Corner of Rosh 165,
Yeah.
that you know.
The new development,
because there's no place to push snow, Arthur had worked with them to make a vacant spot right across from,
There
now
was
now they have dumpsters there, you know, that's not
What
gonna,
happened, there was townhouses in the middle, and there was no place to store the snow. I said, look, just take the townhouses in the middle, and add them onto them too, and give us the easement through the middle.
Actually, I think that lot may be owned by the homeowners association.
is that who currently owns the swamp?
Yes.
So you're saying if they, would.
See, I think they own this, because this is, if this lot line looks like this is all by itself. So,
Yeah.
see how that looks? Yeah. And here's the easement. This was to be paved for, which it is, for the snow plowing.
But that has to be dry back in there too, right?
Are you saying if the dumpsters were put 100 foot off the road, you could still put some snow there, but then,
How's the dumpster man getting?
Yeah, you gotta pile up in front of it. It's their problem to figure out where to put the dumpsters. Or they go back to individual trash haulers. I mean, it's really their burden to, you know.
yeah.
which may be the lesser of evils anyway.
Yeah, I mean, they may have to go back that way. Because the poor guy that lives next to this thing, I mean, he said it was just awful. Smell, bugs, all this.
Okay. One last item I have on my list is the Turnpike Bridge on Broadwing Drive. You alluded to that earlier. We've had, is it a resident or just someone that's driving through?
No, it is a resident.
A resident,
There's-
yeah.
There's multiple.
The quarry trucks seem to go underneath that bridge as they cross over the center, and he said he was almost crushed against the side. But as you measured, it's not necessarily narrow, it just,
I think the walls of that bridge make people feel like they gotta go to the middle. And I had a resident say that that's how they feel when they go in it. But
As
it-
bridges go, it is narrow, but it is actually wider than the road is all of Oakland Drive. And you have more blacktop under the bridge than you do on Oakland.
well,
But for a bridge, it is narrow.
I think if the quarry's willing to put the signs up, caution, stay in your lane, is there any reason you wouldn't let them do that, or?
It's a start.
Start.
Yep. Let's see. Things go from there.
They're willing to.
Yeah.
They just wanna know what they need to make, and they will.
Well, let's authorize Carol to contact them and say that we'd like to see them provide PennDOT approved signs that say caution and stay in your lane.
Right, you can't put a sign that's a narrow bridge because it's really not a narrow bridge.
And you don't see any problem, any
No.
liability on our part.
No.
Okay? You good with that, Carol?
Yep.
Okay, moving on to new business, we have our PennDOT contract for winter maintenance agreement.
Jerry, I had one thing for the zoning.
Okay.
Do you know the status on the houses for sale on 897, just past Stone Hill? Has anybody heard anything from that?
You mean the vacated one?
Yes, that is correct. The one that we had the fuel spill at.
I don't, do you?
Okay, I don't know if Michelle had a chance today. She had emailed me about the Dry Tavern Roadhouse. There was another contact made with the company that is managing the property before the last step that you guys were working on.
Right, we were gonna do the search
The
warrant.
search warrant, yes.
But then there was a transfer of ownership.
Yeah, and then I think Technicon, because they were the ones that went out initially with Jared and Levi, they contacted this new owner now to see if we can gain access without having to do the search warrant, so that we can then deem the property whatever it is gonna be.
Yeah, they just want to have a house to be listed as a two-bedroom house
Yep.
and still have, as far as I'm knowledge of, as far as fire company was, I don't believe there was anything ever done as a cleanup.
Well, it doesn't look that way because the tape's still around the front of the
Correct.
property, so.
Apparently it's not a local owner, is it?
They were.
Who?
They were local people that owned it.
The Gushers. Well, yeah, they lived there for 60 years.
Yeah, but who bought it then?
I thought a bank got it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
the VA is involved.
Right, the VA.
Because of where the homeowners now had to be placed.
Right.
So it does add an extra red tape to the
Is
whole process.
there much acres with it?
No.
Just where the house sits, there isn't even room for sewage system.
Well, it's like
There's
a
a
fire.
septic, there's a cistern on that property.
Yeah, there-
But the drain field goes under the fence onto Bob Landis's property,
That is correct.
which the power line ran that heavy equipment, and I imagine crushed all the pipes and everything, so.
Did the power company buy an easement from them, the
Yeah.
Gushers?
Yes.
They wanted to buy the property and the Gushers wouldn't sell.
My concern is that if there wasn't a cleanup, the township should really kind of
That's what we're trying
find
to.
out what's going on.
Yeah,
with
we
the
had the
fuel.
search warrant already prepared, and then we were gonna go to the DJ's office, but then we got that call from Technicon that there was a change in ownership, so we have to follow up with Technicon now, because I guess Jeff Curling was supposed to,
Yeah, they did make another call to them to
Okay.
see if, and then this person had to go, you know how it is. This
Yeah.
person managed it, now they do it for an owner, to go to the new owner to say, can you give them access? Will you give them access?
Right.
Otherwise, he was gonna tell them that our next step is the search warrant.
yeah,
Well,
should I
was-
follow up with Jeff, or?
Yes,
was
that's
the
what I told
property-
Michelle.
Okay.
Was the property condemned?
That's what we're trying to do.
No, we were in the
property
process,
was not cleaned
yeah,
up.
Yeah.
Technicon was going to do that,
Well,
and then,
technically, they wanted me to do that. Because the only way for them to do it without seeing it was to have a written statement from the fire chief.
right,
So we kind of leaned towards, hey, you're gonna clean it up, everything's gonna be great, everything else, and then next thing you know,
There's a for
there's a
sale
for
sign.
sale sign on it.
Right.
yeah, so then we said, we have to get in there, in the property, so then Technicon can officially condemn it, so that's why we were trying to get the search warrant.
But yeah, I did email
Okay,
Michelle
I'll-
this afternoon, she was gonna, I told her to check with Jeff to see if
Okay.
he's heard back.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
I'll-
we need to get the search warrant.
Yeah, I'll tell Michelle again. Make sure she calls Jeff tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, I was a little shocked when I saw the for sale sign.
It's a fixer-upper.
And then the price was even more shocking,
Absolutely.
$119,000.
Everything is, right?
Okay, back to the winter maintenance agreement. Is there any reason we do not want to, again, contact the state to plow the roads they're requesting? Is this exactly the same as last year?
Yep.
Okay.
We'd love to get rid of that, but we can't. We're stuck. The reason we're stuck is Mapleville Road, Boston Road, you know, Red Run, Blackwellville, Reed Road, Black Creek Road. Those are state roads. And if we don't plow when we go through, like Maple Grove Road, all the way from here, all the way to Maple Grove. If we let the state, wait for the state to come and do it, our roads get plowed, theirs don't, and then our residents are all upset. So you might as well plow them as you're going through and get the money that they're willing to give.
But you mentioned more roads, and that this is just 3 roads, correct?
No,
Not really.
there's some listed, they're joined together.
Oh,
If you look at Center Church Road, see how it says T7, that's Township Road, from 782 to 625.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah,
They just
okay.
don't list all
Center
those
Church,
roads.
Black Creek, and we.
Yeah.
And they determine this price.
Yep. It
These-
has gone up though every year.
It's a total of 11 miles.
So can you imagine if all our roads are open and theirs aren't?
Yeah, no, I'm not,
The
yeah.
residents, they're not happy.
And 21,500, if we get a winter like we had a couple years ago where we didn't have much, then it's nice having that.
$98 a mile if you have 20 storm events.
What was that?
$98 a mile if you get 20 storm events. I don't know how many you get in the winter.
If there's an excessive, I don't know how they calculate excessive, but we do get additional monies calculated towards us, to us, then if there's a lot of storms, you do get more than. That would be in the contract.
Okay, we have a motion to renew our winter municipal snow renewal contract for 2000, I guess this is what, 2020 winter?
Yep.
Did you make the motion?
No, I may have some, do we have one?
Oh, yeah, I make a motion that we accept the contract from PennDOT for the winter snow removal.
Okay, we have a motion to accept it, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, the motion was made and second, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. I see I skipped over the Act 537 plan update, which nothing new to report. Fred is working on the text, putting the chapters together, and so there'll be more coming. Future meetings. Either of you have anything else you want to discuss? Oh, didn't we?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
Good catch.
Yep.
Is there a motion to approve the reports?
I make a motion that we approve the roadmaster, engineer, SEO, zoning reports as presented.
I second it.
Okay, we had the motion, it was second, those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And you didn't have nothing to
I had nothing.
Okay.
This agenda stuff.
Okay, if there's nothing else, is there a motion to adjourn?
Adjourn the meeting, I make a motion at 8:05.
I second.
Okay, motion was made to adjourn, it was second, those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion
They don't
carries.
take so long anymore.
Now?